Today we're going over a couple different grips that we can use with the kettlebells. All right, so the cool part about the kettlebell is that it's a very mobile tool, right? So for mobility and strength and conditioning, it's one of the best tools there are, but you really want to know the right grip to use and how to use that grip. That way you can keep it fully attached throughout the entire exercise. So getting right into it, the first grip that I want to talk about is the Goblet Hold. So with the Goblet Hold, you always want the bell centered to your chest, and you actually want it in contact with your chest. The more attachments you can make, the more you can tie it to your body, and you're not worried about it dropping and moving. So once I get it, you can see I'm biting down on the horns. So I've got two hands right on the horns, pinkies in tight, thumbs tucked under. I don't want my thumbs to the outside. I want a nice closed grip on the bell. I also keep my elbows pulled down. One thing that does is that keeps my wrist straight in the entire process. So you can see that I can keep a nice tight punched wrist in here. Another thing that does is it keeps my elbows in to where I can activate my lats. So when I get tired, it's easier for me to hold this position. A lot of people who keep their elbows wide, you can see it's wrenching my wrist out pretty bad. That's not putting me in a strong position. And B, whenever I go to squat and move, you'll start seeing the shoulder line coming down because the lats and the rhomboids aren't peeled back, keeping your back in a nice straight position. Okay, so that's the goblet position. Second position is the double top. So for the double top, this is normally going to be your swings, and there's a couple like a swing to clean exercise that you can do there, but normally this is going to be your deadlifts, your Romanian deadlifts, your kettlebell swings. You can see this bell is a little small for my hands to go into just because of the actual width of the handle itself. But I still want my pinkies to be inside the handle. I don't want to do this because not only does that put my pinky into a bad position, I can risk, tearing the muscles, pinching nerves, separating the main joint of the pinky, especially if I get into a hard swing. That's not a very safe position for my bones, but also it helps me grip the entire bell tight, like I'm biting in with a full grip. You would never grip a barbell without the pinky, So I always think about that. So even if my hands are a little bit wider and I'm coming down around the side, I'm still curling my pinky to the inside. I'm never cutting it to the outside. All right, so we got those. The next one's gonna be the rack position. For the rack, I really like to grab close to the thumb corner. I don't like doing this because, as I always say, whenever we go or put a kettlebell in the right position, put your thumb on your collarbone. So I always try to grab that inside corner to where when I clean it up to the right position, I can do exactly that. I can put my thumb on my collarbone. Same thing, keep the elbow in tight. I don't want to do this. This is going to wear my shoulders out before my legs, core, or anything else. So I literally just attach it to my side. You can see the bell is resting on my bicep and my forearm. I just set it down in that little triangle that's formed right there. Whenever I go here, palm stays out, and I keep everything close to my body. When I have two bells, here, you see exact same thing. I grip close to the thumb corner, clean them up. Here, you can push your knuckles together. I don't want them folded out this way. You can see, I'm almost hitting myself with a shoulder lock. In jiu-jitsu, we call this an Americana. That's not a safe position for me to be handling weight. So I can keep my knuckles together, but I don't want to tie the bells together. I want to make them work independently. If I do this, I lose a lot of that pectoral activation. Whenever I go here, I can push them in tight. I'm still firing up my pecs to pull my elbows in, pull my hands down. Once I tie them off, I can just drape here, not use much muscle whatsoever. Another thing too, like I said, keep the elbows back, keep the lats activated, keep your abs activated. If you don't, you're gonna turn into this position. This is lumbar compression. We never wanna go there. I always want to go here. Drive your ass back, squeeze your abs, don't lean forward, but don't lean back. Keep a nice tall posture. And that's going to be the rack position grip. And you've got a couple other specialty grips. One of the ones that come to mind is what people call the Noob Grip. And while there are a couple exercises that use this, I'm not a big fan, but basically somebody new to the rack position, you usually see them do this instead of having it on the outside. So some people call this the Noob Grip. Let's see here. Another one is going to be the Globe Grip or the bottom grip. It's where you actually roll it into your hand. And you can do some presses here, help build up grip strength, really taxes the thumb portion and the forearm whenever you do the globe press. Another one's gonna be the bottoms up grip. Same thing, I've got my thumb in the corner, or the thumb side corner of the bell, not the pinky side, but it's literally just the rack. I just don't have the bell dropped over. So if I were to drop the bell over, it's in the exact same position. All right, so that's some of the more common kettlebell handles. If you have any more questions, please shoot me a message or shoot me an email